Hi everyone. My name is Deepa and I'm back with another problem today. And this is an SQL medium problem, tweets rolling averages. So, let's get started. This is the same question as problem 10 in Ace the Data Science interview book. And if you are preparing for data science interviews, I would highly recommend using this book to study and understand some of the data science concepts pretty well. The table, let's get started on this question. So the table below contains information about tweets over a given period of time, and the goal is to calculate the 3-day rolling average of tweets published by each user for each date that a tweet was posted. We need to output the user ID, tweet date, and rolling average rounded to two decimal places. Now, let's do an example input and see how the output will look like for rolling average 3 days. For the first tweet on 1st of June, we can define the rolling average formula as the cumulative sum of tweets up till that day, as you can see here, divided by 3, which is because we are calculating the 3-day rolling average. um, but in this case, if we think about it, the first tweet for the first user ID um, starts at it starts at uh, 1st of June, so we do not have prior information about the preceding rows. So what we'll do is that we'll just divide it by 1 in this case because we do not have prior information about the number of tweets. So we're going to only take the rolling average up till over the course of 1 day for the first example. So therefore, on 1st of June, our rolling average will be for user ID 111 will be 2 divided by 1 because 2 are the total number of tweets divided by 1 equivalent to 2. Let's go and see what will be the rolling average on 2nd of June. And in this case, it will be the total number of cumulative sum of tweets up till that date. So the user now has collected 3 tweets, and up till that day, we are only averaging 2 days period. So 3 divided by 2, and this is equivalent to 1.5. Um, by the time the user goes to its 4th of June, which is the next data point, we have we'll again use the rolling average formula, which is cumulative sum of tweets up till that date. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 4, and over the 3-day period, over a course of 3 days, and which is equivalent to now 1.33. For now, our new user 254, we do not have information again about our prior dates, and this is the first update for user ID 254. So in this case, what we will do is that it will just be the number of tweets, so 1 divided by 1, which is equal to 1, and we can see the output is given as 1 here. So let's start writing a SQL query on how will we get this answer. So firstly, we need to find a way to calculate the total nums. We need to update. We need to find the count of our tweets, and that needs to be grouped by the user ID and the tweet ID. So in this case, first I'll do the first sub. My first query will look like this. So select um, tweet. Uh, Select tweet date user ID, and then we count the distinct tweet IDs from tweets, and then we group by user ID and tweet date. Let's see how our output looks like. Oh, I always miss these because of syntax errors. Okay, perfect. So now we have this important information that gives us the count, or the total count um, based on the based on the dates and for each user ID. So as we said, on 1st of June, user ID 111 had 2 tweets, and we'll now be able to calculate the um, likewise, on 2nd, it had only made 1 tweet, and now we need to basically just find the average. So in order to do this, let's call a different query. So with city1 and as. So now what we need to do is that based on the number of tweets given at each date, we need to find the rolling average. So in order to find that, we will use a partition function because we need to partition it again, once again, by user ID and tweet date. We need to partition it by user ID, and then we need to order the results by tweet date and user ID. So let me write the function, and then hopefully it will make sense. So select the output needs to be in the form of user ID, tweet date, and then we write a Windows function such as average tweet num uh, partition by um, user ID, order by tweet date, comma user ID. And then the last thing we need to do is that we need to make sure our um, the average is only being taken based on the sum of the preceding two rows, and hence we'll be using this rows between two preceding and current rows. So what essentially this operation does in SQL is that it will only take into account the preceding two rows if they are present, and give you the average of tweet nums based on those um, based based on those values. Okay, cool. So now we have called this function. I'm not sure why is this bracket here. I don't. We can actually, and we need to round it to two decimal places. So we use the round operator in SQL by 2 um, from tweets or with from city1. So let's run the code. This should run. Okay. As rolling average 3 days. I think my code should run now. Syntax error. Let me check if I am. Okay, average date number over partition by, and then this should run now. Okay, perfect. Now we have the rolling average 3 days based on our as seen in the output. So let's see if this runs now. Okay, accepted. And I hope you all were able to understand this problem using this simple query operations. Thank you, and see you guys again next time.